Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back. We're looking here at question 20 on the grade 8 Gauss paper from 2007. Lori took a 240-kilometer trip to Waterloo. Good for Lori. On her way there, her average speed was 120 kilometers per hour. Okay. She was stopped for speeding, so on her way home, her average speed was 80 kilometers per hour. All right. What was her average speed in kilometers per hour for the entire round trip, the whole trip? Okay. So how do we figure out average speed? Speed, well, in this case, average speed, is a combination of total distance traveled over the total time it took to travel that distance. That's how we calculate average speed. Now, she went from her home to Waterloo and then back, so we know her total distance should be 240 kilometers for the way there and 240 kilometers for the way back. So the top number should be 480 kilometers. The question is, what's the bottom number? What's this total time? Okay? And the total time will be, the time it took her to get there. We'll say, I'll call it time Waterloo. The time it took her to go to Waterloo plus the time it took her to go home. Now, her home trip should have taken a little longer because she was going at a slower speed. Well, how can I figure out these two numbers? Same sort of thing. If I want to know the time it took someone to go somewhere, so the time it took her to go to Waterloo, I just need the total distance of her trip and divide it by her average speed. I'm just rearranging this general equation. The whole question is basically just a few applications of this result, and we can rearrange it to get time. If we know time and speed, we can rearrange to get things like total distance. Okay? But I want to know how long did it take her to get to Waterloo from home. Well, we take the total distance, which will be 240 kilometers, and her average speed. So 240 kilometers was her distance, and we're told 120 kilometers per hour was her speed on her way there. So it took her 2 hours to get to Waterloo. Okay. How about the time it took her to get home from Waterloo? Well, again, it's going to be the same total distance. But now we know she was going at 80 kilometers per hour. And if we divide that, we get it took her 3 hours. So now, her average speed for the whole trip is the 480 kilometers from up here, divided by 2 hours plus 3 hours, a total of 5 hours. 480 kilometers divided by 5 hours, I think that's 96 kilometers per hour. I'm going to get my calculator and double check. But that does make sense. It's sitting somewhere between 80 and 120. It's a little closer to 80 because she spent more time going 80 kilometers per hour. But I'm going to grab my calculator. 480 divided by 5, 96. So we should be looking for an answer of 96 kilometers per hour. That was her average speed for the whole trip. Okay, and 96, that's B. So we would bubble in B or otherwise indicate it on our sheet as is required by our proctor. And that's it. We're done part B. Now we're going to move on to the 5 harder questions of the contest. So we'll be starting part C in the next video with question number 21. Feel free to take a break and come back when I've posted that. In the meantime, take care. Have yourself a wonderful day.